welcome to the first ever live Shifty Crab podcast. As always, in Shifty Crab style, we have had technical difficulties galore, so we apologise for being a little bit late starting, but we are here. I am joined by the Pun Master General himself, Obi-Pun Kenobi, Mr. Terry Jeffs. Terry, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me, guys. Thank you for having me. It wouldn't be a Shifty Crab podcast without some technical difficulties, of course.
It's the way it goes. Also joining us from a frozen camera and no microphone is what it's.
Would we have it any other way, Vince?
It is the best beard in the business. The man living in the 1930s. It is Vince Haley. Vince, how are you doing?
What's up, motherfuckers? Welcome to the podcast.
As you can hear, Vince is recording this from the bathroom.
Yeah.
And all you're going to get, because his camera works and then doesn't work, which is a brand new camera, may I point out, is just stills of Vince throughout this show as it occasionally picks up a frame of him. But we are Shifty Crab. You know that, and we are here to talk about games, films, food, and life, and everything in between. And we have a special segment in the second half of the show. But we always start this podcast with, what are you drinking? So, Terry, what are you drinking?
I was drinking a nice hot old cup of tea, but now it is gone.
It is gone.
No, it's gone. So, yeah, it's gone. So now I'm just literally on the H2O.
H2O.
How exciting can you get?
Look at us.
How exciting
Vince,
can you get?
No one's going to be able to see it, but what are you drinking?
Oh, they'll see it in about like 10 seconds, probably. Who knows? Blue Moon. What am I doing?
Blue Moon?
Obviously, it's
Of course.
Blue Moon.
Of course it's Blue Moon.
We'll see if that pops in. I forgot to bring a drink up, so I'm kind of just drinking from a bottle of Tango. So we are living it up today.
Do you know what? I can't remember the last time I've had Tango. It's a long time ago.
It's not the nicest.
A long time.
It's a
So
poor
is
man's.
Tango the UK version of Tang? Do they have to change it? Is that what it is?
Maybe. I never
No,
thought about that. I don't think it is.
Tang's not a thing. I mean, that doesn't exist that I know of. Does it?
No, I don't think so.
No, it's because what I understand, Tang is like it's like a powder. You mix it with
It
water.
can be a powder. It can be an actual drink.
Basically, Tango is just a rival to Fanta. It's like
it's just
Pepsi's version of Fanta.
It's just orange age. It's just orange age. But I know that you guys don't have squash over there because I remember that was a whole because I remember it with a podcast with Greg Miller and Lucy James, and they were going through like the different things. Like he had no idea what Ribena was, and squash. That was another thing that blew my mind. I was like, oh shit, that's not a thing outside of here.
Yeah, it blows that and kettles.
Yeah, and squash is kind of like a cordial kind of thing.
Concentrated,
yeah. You had a small amount of water, and then you got a drink. I don't like it. Tastes like shit. There you go.
Yeah, do you know what it is? It's that last resort in the cupboard when, like, even water's above it. But if you just wanted something with a little bit of flavour, you might throw in a little bit of squash and see what you get.
For me, I'd always take the water above it. So there you go.
Yeah, like I would rather drink piss than cordial. But anyway, that's what we've been drinking. Like, it's a busy month for games this month. Like,
oh my
February
God. Will it just slow down?
It's like the Christmas of games. It just seems like everything is gone from the barren wasteland of Christmas to and January to go. So what's everyone looking forward to playing this month? Is anyone going to get any of the new games? Or Terry, are you going to come into the 21st century with your games? Or
I'm in the 21st century. I'm playing games from. Hey, I'm playing Dirt 5 at the minute. So come on, that's literally last year. Yeah, I'm playing it here and there. This week actually has been a very quiet week for me on the game side of stuff. But I've been jumping into a little bit of Dirt 5 here and there. Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Dirt 5's hit and miss for me. And then especially seeing but like I want to get back into a racing game. Obviously, I was doing Formula One, and did that, and that scratched the itch. But then seeing obviously, and I'm not a huge Gran Turismo fan. I've said this.
My god,
I was more of the Horizon fan than the Gran Turismo fan. But watching,
we need to break that down in a minute.
Well, watching the Gran Turismo State of Play, which was yesterday, was creating an
phenomenal
itch that needs to be scratched.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, like it says. Do you know what I was kind of wondering if Gran Turismo would try and compete with Horizon in some way. Not the characteristic, because Horizon is its own thing. But you know what? Gran Turismo have come out and just doubled down on what they do. Like,
yeah,
and I think that's the right
experience.
thing to do. Right thing to do. Like, because they have a huge corner of the market, like that like them for what they do. And I think it's one of those things that doesn't need to change so much, but just adapt and evolve. But they don't need to like restart or anything.
Yeah. I think we might as well just go straight into this now. But I mean, like, I was stunned by that whatever we want to call it, deep dive into it. It was really well put together the way they did it.
Yeah, really good.
But it just kind of ticked all the boxes of what I want from this game. Like I said, like they do what they do, and they're doing it well. The only thing like that I ever worried about this game is like, can Gran Turismo be what it used to be before? Like, it was always the benchmark for visual quality and all that kind of stuff, that immersion. And looking at it, like, and I was always doubting, like, oh, can they get to that again? Because, like you say, you got games like Forza, which look absolutely stunning these days, and Gran Turismo, you felt like it fell behind for a bit. And looking at this, I'm like, God damn, this is a beautiful game. Beautiful game. But not only that, but like how they've gone into all the tech behind it, and in the weather systems, and like in the way that it was showing the way that the water like moves and dries on the road on different parts of the track, and just everything, like the amount of stuff you can do in that game. It's just, I love it. And as I said before, like one of the things I love about Gran Turismo is like it's not just like a racing game to me. It's more of like a collector game. I always say it's like Pokemon, but for cars. Like they get really nerdy on the car stuff, and they're even double downing on that. Like with like you can actually go and look into the history of like not only every manufacturer, but the people behind the manufacturers. Like the history of like, you know, like everyone. Just get really into like you just really get that sense of like the passion behind the team for the love of cars and just motorsport in general. But I just think it looked stunning, and I can't wait to play it.
Yeah, it's exactly that. It was just pure enjoyment watching that. It was just the excitement was building up all the way through. I absolutely loved it. Vince, you're not a big racer, like.
Oh man, fuck no. Cargo vroom vroom, am I right?
That's one way of looking at it, I guess.
Yeah. Racing game. Yeah, cars.
Not your cup of tea.
Oh, no. Not my cup of tea.
Hey, but
Spill that tea on the floor.
Do you think there's a racing game out there that is the one that if one was going to like, you know, draw you in, would you go more, do you think you'd go more for a pickup and just a more arcadey style, or do you think you would go for a more of a deep dive, like Nirvana one?
Arcade, right? Midnight Club LA was like the last racing game I really loved. That was like original Xbox days.
That was a good game.
That shit
as
was
well.
fun. Yeah. Well, PGR 4 was probably the last racing game I really gave a shot. Mario Kart. Yeah.
Can't go wrong with
Oh
Mario
yeah.
Kart.
Oh yeah, Mario Kart.
Mario
Man,
Kart.
PGR 3. Oh, what a game! What a game that was.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, PGR 3. I always thought PGR 3 was some of them involved in Horizon, like Forza. Did they move over to Forza? Because there's a lot of similarities in the original Forza games to the PGR.
I wouldn't be
games.
surprised if a lot of them moved over to that. I mean, they all the PGR team all came from Metropolis. No, Metropolis Street Race on the Dreamcast. if I'm right. I think that was like, and they went on to do PGR, and then when PGR died, I was like, what the hell? Like, why is that going away? Like, but maybe they all did just go into like Forza. Not sure. But oh yeah, you're playing the thing on here now. That's cool.
That's cool.
But yeah, the ironic thing is, I'm not actually a big racing game player. Like, I used to always love like the Ridge Racer games back in the day. They were always like my go-to. Like I wasn't even into Gran Turismo on the PS1. It was always Ridge Racer for me. I didn't really get into Gran Turismo until 3 on the PS2. But yeah, I'm not like, I don't play a lot of racing games. But like I said, I think with Gran Turismo, and I do like the arcadey ones. I like Rally. Like I was playing Dirt 5, and I like the MotorStorm games, and I'd like to play games like Horizon. But I think with Gran Turismo, it's this kind of, it ticks these boxes that to me I don't think of it as just like a racing game. Like I said, I think of it as like when I'm looking at it, I'm not thinking, oh, like, I want to get on there and like get really competitive. I'm just like, no, I want to just like kind of nerd out and go through all the different like cars and like buy that. I don't know, like I saw the DB5 right in the channel. I was like, ultimately, I was like, that is it. That's the car. I don't know what it takes to get there or what it costs to buy that game. Buy that car. I'm getting that DB5, and I just want to drive it around on a nice track on a nice day. Just like cruise around in it, like feel like I'm in it. Just more of that, just kind of immersion to feel like I'm like driving that car. But yeah, that's what I love. I love about that, and take some nice photos of it. You know, the photo editing thing looks ridiculous. But yeah, I just love all that stuff. Love it.
Did you ever play Test Drive?
No.
I know we spoke about it. There's a Test Drive coming this year as well. Test Drive Unlimited, and that's set in Japan. And the thing about Test Drive is they make the maps like the real world map. So you'll be able to drive down any of the streets of like, it's all street racing mainly, but it's car collecting. So it's more about the experience of owning the car. Like you get into the car the right way and you turn it on the right way, and they go really into that side of things and the engine and the sounds and everything. It was like, it's Gran Turismo without the extreme racing tracks and stuff like that. It's more of the streets, and I don't mean street racing like Need for Speed, but you'd race on the real roads, and it wouldn't be like races against like 5 or 6 people. It'd be like impromptu one-on-ones and stuff like that. So it'd be interesting how they bring that to a new world, because they were going with the capabilities of the, I want to say PS3. Could have. I think it was the PS3 was the last one.
That's right. I thought I remembered that from PS1 days. Maybe I'm wrong.
It's been around for a while. I just remember it. Test Drive Unlimited, the one that was set in Hawaii.
Yeah.
And then I think they did one in Ibiza. Like, but I don't want to see someone else's video. But yeah, so I'm excited for it. It won me over.
Yeah.
For some reason, there's a Master Chief on Vince's camera, and I've just noticed.
That is brilliant. He's just stood his Master Chief up. That works.
Is that just for you to represent Xbox?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like if I'm gonna have a framing camera and like have a picture every few seconds, why not, right? Why not fuck with it a little bit?
Exactly. Enjoy it. Listen, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Like, speaking of Master Chief, obviously Halo, Bungie going over to PlayStation. That's a big shift in the gaming world. Vince,
crazy.
You're the Halo guy here, so you probably have the closest connect. And I think Destiny. Were you a Destiny player as well?
For a while, yeah.
But you're probably the one who's got the closest ties to Bungie. Like, what do you? I know we spoke about it on the last stream a little bit. What do you think about this acquisition?
I mean, if we're looking at just purely what each system, I guess each console family is kind of developing, Sony's kind of been lacking in that FPS department. Like, I mean, they had the exclusivity with Call of Duty for a while, but that obviously faded. Probably since the Microsoft acquisition. I'm sure that's probably going to go bye-bye a little bit. But they never really had strong shooters. And pulling in Bungie specifically is a solid choice. I mean, even if you look at the past, like Killzone, Resistance, which were good games, but they never reached that peak level that Halo did. Even though the first Killzone touted itself as the Halo killer, which, joke's on you. Which series died first? Unfortunately, Killzone, because I don't know. Shadowfall was okay, but the Killzone trilogy was pretty good.
Yeah, it's a weird one. I think
it's a weird one, right? Because Guerrilla obviously makes good games. We see that with Horizon, obviously. Forbidden West coming out here in a couple weeks. I think.
Yeah, a couple of weeks now.
So they have a good track record, but PlayStation's obviously missing that massive FPS hole that I think is a major market they can tap into with Bungie. Because if Bungie's known for one thing, it's FPS games. And really damn good ones, too. I mean, say what you will about, Destiny as an overall game. The gunplay in that game is top-notch. Like, top tier. And it goes back to their Halo days. Their idea of the 30 seconds of fun, right? Yeah. You go into an encounter, grenade, melee, shoot, 30 seconds of fun, and you move on to the next 30 seconds of fun. And they always nailed that. And I think if you give them the reins to either put Destiny to a smaller crew and have them develop something that they really want to do and love, and make it a PlayStation exclusive, they can knock it out of the park. Like, I know a lot of people weren't super big on Halo Infinite, and some people were like really big on Halo Infinite, but there's still that obvious miss of it's not Bungie's Halo. That being said, I did enjoy the gunplay in that game as well. But there was still that kind of lacking to what Bungie created and what they can do.
Yeah.
So I'd be very interested to see if PlayStation give them the reins to a franchise like either Resistance or Killzone, or if they go off and let them do their own thing.
I think it'll absolutely be their own thing. From what Bungie came out and said, obviously their press release, it very much sounds to me like they're going to do something quite similar to Destiny, an online, first. It'll be an FPS, won't it? Obviously, of course, but which to me lowers the excitement a little bit because I'm not a big fan of online only games and where it's very much loot boxes and cosmetics and stuff like that. I'd like to see them do something a little bit different to that. But listen, that's what they do very, very well.
You have the bones of other online games laying in Destiny's wake that tried to be Destiny that just failed to be what Destiny was, and that comes down to what Bungie do best.
No, true. I think it'll be interesting to see. Terry, I'm interested to see your take on this. Obviously, it's not a shoe that fits naturally. I don't think the Bungie acquisition. I don't think it's one of them where you look at it and go, they're a match made in heaven necessarily. But I can see the huge positives that come with this. What are your takes on this one? Do you think it's a good acquisition? Do you think it's makes sense? Can you see that path?
Yeah, I think it's a fantastic acquisition for PlayStation. And I disagree. I think actually it does fit really well. And I feel a bit stupid for actually not even kind of foreseeing it now that it's been done. It's one of those things I'm looking at. I'm like, my God, yeah, why didn't... we were all saying it before, that's the gap. Especially because when we see that Xbox had acquired Activision Blizzard and the questions surrounding Call of Duty and could that go just go exclusive to Xbox, and then what would PlayStation have because they just don't have anything in their category, and maybe it's because still you can't not think Bungie and think Xbox. But the weird thing is, and I was thinking this the other day, Bungie and and this is the way, like, the way that PlayStation acquires their studios. I've always liked the way that they've gone and done it. It's always like something that makes sense, something that, like, they've been working with each studio for a long time, and they just, like, PlayStation's been working very closely with Bungie for a decade.
Yeah.
A decade. And it only hit me, like, after this acquisition. I was like, holy shit. Like, obviously they were working on Destiny. I remember them showing the reveal for Destiny in, I want to say it was like end of 2013, early 2014.
Was Destiny not an E3?
No, it was from what I remember, it was the PlayStation, not the actual PlayStation. Well, it was the reveal of the PlayStation 4. It was them showing it on the stage, and it was like saying, like, oh, we're working with Bungie, and that was like a big whoa, like, moment, because it was like, that up to that point, they'd always been exclusive to Xbox. But so, I mean, obviously they've been working with them for a decade now, and working very closely with them, because during that point they were more PlayStation focused. PlayStation was getting all the exclusive content, all that kind of stuff. So obviously this relationship has been worked very well for them, because they're happy to have this acquisition. And yeah, so it kind of obviously makes sense that, that we've seen the same things with, like, Insomniac and stuff like that. These companies that we've worked very closely with, and then they end up taking them on board. And yeah, it just makes perfect sense for me, for them to take them on and fill that gap in what they were missing. And I just see Vince's blue moon. I don't know when he was holding that up. Probably about
I don't want
10
to
minutes ago.
interrupt you when I saw it. But, yeah.
And but yeah,
damn.
but yeah, it does make me excited to think what could come from this, and I hope it is something that's more in the lines of, like, something like Halo. That's something that is more narrative based and linear based. But then I guess they want to have something that's going to kind of fill those multiplayer boots that need to be filled, really, I guess. But I agree with Vince. Like, obviously I love the Halo games. I love the way that the Bungie games feel. Destiny, although I haven't played any Destiny 2, the original Destiny, like the launch Destiny, I spent countless hours with. I loved every minute of it. And yeah, so I'm really interested to see, like, what comes of this. And I think, yeah, it's a really good acquisition from PlayStation.
Yeah, you're right, though. I totally didn't put two and two together of Bungie working with Sony for so long. So yeah,
you just don't think of it in your mind. You think of it with there was with Xbox, like, forever, and then, like, they've just been like doing this with PlayStation for a little bit, but it's actually been almost half and half.
Yeah, no, very true. I suppose the next question, the obvious question, because the known unknown is that PlayStation haven't finished. There seems to be more acquisitions on the way, which, whether you are a fan of this or not a fan of this, that's a conversation that we've touched on before, but it's the world we live in. So I know we've spoken off stream about it a little bit and stuff like that. Two questions for both of you. Who do you think the next acquisition will be? And then obviously is who do you want the next acquisition to be? Now, Terry, we spoke about just off stream, so we'll go to you first anyway. First of all, we'll go with who do you want, because like, I know there's one that you really want. Like,
well, yeah, I mean, I think the obvious thing that for everyone right now would be Konami. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be PlayStation. Like, even if Xbox bought on that, although I do feel like the better fit, just again due to the history and the relationship with PlayStation, would make sense. But just someone to take that goddamn company and all the IP it's sitting on and actually do something with it, because at the minute it's just kind of sitting there stagnant. So yeah, Konami would be the one, and you would feel like it's an obvious choice, but, like, you would feel like that's something that's going to happen, but who knows? Who knows? In terms of what I think will happen, I feel like Sega's going to get snapped up by someone, and whether that be PlayStation or Xbox, I don't know. That would probably
Nintendo.
Yeah, I mean, I would say I think I know this is gone off base for the question because you're talking about PlayStation, but I think Xbox will take Sega, and I think that would be the right fit because Xbox have a very close relationship with Sega, and they pretty much kind of Sega pretty much passed the torch over to Xbox when they entered the industry, and they took on a lot of their games and their IP and their third party stuff. So that would be a natural fit, and I would actually quite like to see that happen. But PlayStation, I don't know really. I don't know because I didn't see this one coming, so I don't know if I'd see the next one coming.
People did.
No, I always say like for PlayStation, I don't ever see them just going out and just grabbing anything. Like I just don't think that's the way that they work. I think any company that they will buy will make sense. It'll be someone that they've been working with closely for a long time. It'll be a third party studio that they've had a good history with and a relationship with, and I'm trying to think what some of those companies may be. But what about you guys?
Yeah, we'll go to you, Vince. Like, which do you think will be the next acquisition first?
Think will be the next acquisition?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck me. Good luck. Let's throw Capcom out there. Why not?
It is the most rumored one. Is Capcom?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, they're doing well, but how well? I mean, they obviously popularized Monster Hunter here in the West. So
Resident
good on them
Evil.
for doing that. I mean, Resident Evil's been a big hitter for a while, but they just need to stop selling the movie rights for Resident Evil. They just gotta stop. Just stop. No one's gonna make a good video game movie ever, regardless of Resident Evil status or not. That being said, shit, fucking I don't know. Like Capcom would probably be the obvious choice. They make like a handful of games a year, and that's it.
Okay, which would you like?
Oh, which would I like? Oh man. Yeah, I don't know.
You don't want any of them. Oh, Vince has just gone. That's me. Like, well, this is interesting. Like, we'll wait for Vince to pop back in, and then that should fix itself.
I am here. Hello.
Oh, there he is.
He's not updating on here though, because he's in a new position.
We'll see what happens. I guess.
So we're gonna move you.
See what happens.
Yeah, the Capcom thing.
Yeah.
The more I'm thinking about it, I can see that happening again. I think that would make sense. In terms of the relationship, stuff like Monster Hunter would be a big thing for PlayStation to have that exclusivity. With that, or if they wanted that exclusivity with
Xbox, right? Like, I think
sorry, Vince.
I was thinking Xbox because they could obviously pull.
Oh, really?
For it, yeah. I mean, they just bought Activision Blizzard. Capcom's got to be like half the price, right?
Yeah.
That
I mean,
like, yeah. But a big Japanese studio like that would be a really hard pull, I think. Again, perfect world, like they'd snatch up anything, right? Anything that Xbox could get their hands on, or PlayStation at this point, I guess. But I mean, Bungie was a bit of a shock, but kind of not surprising given their past. Let's just jump to, man. I'm still sitting here thinking of what I want, but there's a lot of companies I would rather still be third party rather than acquired. Obviously, the first thing that comes to mind is FromSoft, right? Like,
yeah.
They're almost like an acquired studio, though. Really, like
almost. I mean, they've had 2 PlayStation exclusives, and that's it, though.
True. I guess.
Granted, they do have that partnership with PlayStation, but I mean, the whole reason Dark Souls got created was because they didn't want to be an exclusive on PlayStation, but then PlayStation owned the rights to Demon Souls, so they couldn't make Demon Souls 2 multi-platform, so they kind of let them with just making Dark Souls, and that's a little bit of Dark Souls history for you, everybody. I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, like PlayStation literally just. They really slept on that one, like when after Demon Souls come out, which was a sleeper hit, they should have made a deal with them and they didn't. And then, and then obviously then Dark Souls and the rest of history. But I don't think they'll be acquired from software, but absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, there will be a Xbox exclusive from software game. You heard it here first, guys.
Did we
I would
hear
love
it here
to see
first?
that.
You've just heard it here first, yeah. I don't know if that's a rumor going around. It just makes sense, obviously, because they're not like held down to any contract with PlayStation. They did a exclusive IP with PlayStation in Bloodborne. Has it been another one? No, it's only Demon Souls, wasn't it?
I
It was
believe
Demon
so.
Souls and Bloodborne.
Yeah,
That was the
so
only
Bloodborne-
PlayStation.
Yeah, and I know that Phil Spencer has a good relationship with the From Software guys, so absolutely they're probably making some deals down right now for a game over there. So yeah, that will happen, 100%.
Oh, okay. Well, like I'm gonna try and talk and do this at the same time, so hopefully I make sense. The one that I think will happen will probably be Square Enix.
Wow,
I think.
that's a big one.
Yeah, no, I think it's a big one. I think there's more chance of
Yeah.
that happening than Capcom at the moment. But
So two reasons really why I don't see that, right?
you could have let me finish my point, but okay, go on, sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, sure, shit all over it. Go,
Finish
please.
them. Okay. Well, I mean, they just entered a deal with Xbox to put Kingdom Hearts, majority of the Final Fantasies, on Game Pass as well.
Mm.
But then Bungie also did with Destiny, and we see how that went. Regardless, I think Square is kind of opening a bit more up to multi-platform than they were. I mean, I'd love to see it. Don't get me wrong. Just put them PlayStation exclusive and all that. Like, that'd be a good call. That's where they started. That's
Yeah, no, I don't.
where they
Yeah,
should be, right?
see, I won't want to see Square Enix get acquired. I mean, just because they own so much stuff, and I don't know. Yeah.
And then okay. Well, the other one, my other gut was Kojima, but
Isn't Kojima technically acquired anyway?
no, I think the big rumor is that Kojima's going to make a game for Microsoft. So
I have heard that
That's been the
rumor.
for a
Yeah.
couple of years, though, yeah.
Yeah, but you think PlayStation might want to jump in and go? No,
Yeah, you would think like from a PlayStation, you would think that'd be like trying to like
lock.
get them on board, locking them down. I mean, just due to the history. I mean, like when you think Kojima, you think PlayStation, you think Metal Gear Solid. It's those kind of those studios that you think like, lock that shit down. Like it's like a no-brainer. But yeah, who knows? Maybe they have got a deal. Maybe they don't want that. Maybe they want to be able to go on multiple consoles. So, who knows?
And then the one that I want, and I'm going to caveat this by saying that I only want this to watch the chaos that unfolds afterwards. Because sometimes I like a little bit of chaos in the world. I like to see the world burn.
Yeah, of
and
course.
you saw the shitstorm when Activision was bought. And you saw all the toxicity, and you saw, everyone got, meaning, what does this mean for this, yeah? And everyone's like, how will the world cope with Call of Duty just on Xbox after the next, I think it's 3 games that are left on the deal
something like
with
that,
and everyone panicking when everyone will just get used to it. Imagine if PlayStation bought EA. And all of EA Sports games, FIFA, Madden, NHL were PlayStation. The Star Wars games, the Sims, which would stay PC, but that's because that's their other side company. But all of them just being PlayStation exclusives,
But that would never happen, and that's why I think for the same reason that Call of Duty would never go exclusive. I just don't think
it will
will
go exclusive after 3 years.
I don't think it will.
Or
I think
3
it
games.
can. I think it can. I don't think it will. I just think it just makes no sense at all. It's just like, because Call of Duty is, I put that very much in the same category of something like your FIFA, your Madden, and stuff like that. It's just such a thing of its own that as soon as you start pulling it away from other platforms, it just doesn't make any sense financially. And yeah, you can say, oh, it make people go over to like Game Pass and play it, but just like, what's the point? Just give people incentives to go over to Game Pass. I mean, if it's not incentive enough that you literally pay for Game Pass and you get the games, but like, yeah, you get exclusive content over there. Maybe you get DLC early or whatever. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Just in the same way that FIFA would be like, oh yeah, like let's literally just cut half of the player base, or whatever it is, like 2/3 of the player base away.
I know it doesn't make sense, and
I don't
once
see
again, caveating it by saying I don't actually want it. I just like the chaos, and I don't like the idea of monopolizing the gaming, like all these companies. But I disagree with the sense of it makes no sense to cut it off, because these games are very popular. And for some people, and I think this was one of our very first conversations about Shifty Crab, Terry, when we were talking in Twitter before we even started filming, where you said you're not one of those gamers that just plays FIFA every iteration. That's all you play. But there is a huge...
There are those people, yeah.
That just play sports games, FIFA or Madden or whatever they play. Other sports do exist. And that's all they play. They'll go where that game is.
So here's also the problem with that, right? If anyone's going to buy them, it's going to be Xbox. Because they already have that Game Pass deal with EA Play folded in. So they're already one step closer. Granted, it's probably not going to happen. But
once again, this wasn't my what do I think will happen. Like, this was just my chaotic... This is what I would like to happen, just to see the world burn for a few weeks as everyone panics. But... No, I understand where everyone's coming from. I suppose the only thing I would really want to happen is Kojima and Konami both get bought by PlayStation, and a deal is made for Kojima to make a new Metal Gear Solid. That's what I want. Like that.
Oh, that would be the dream. That would be the dream. Yeah, I mean, like, both Konami and Kojima. Yeah,
and force them to work together because you own both companies.
Yeah,
that's the dream, and I think it's the only way we're getting a new Metal Gear Solid of quality. But anyway, listen, we could go on all day about all the studios they could buy. Before we move on to things that we want to talk about, games, movies, and TV, which is what we do next, there's a cool bit of trivia that I think will interest you, Terry, the most, and knowing your knowledge of gaming, you probably already know.
Okay.
The Getaway is obviously coming up to its 20th anniversary, and there's been a few articles on IGN and stuff like that about will there be a new Getaway and stuff like this, and obviously Blood and what was it called? Blood and Guts, was it the VR game?
Blood and Money, was it? No, something like that.
Whatever. Blood and Guts, Blood and Money, whatever it was. That was obviously originally going to be a Getaway VR game, but then they didn't want to make it a Getaway game because they didn't want to disappoint fans, basically, because it's not connected to the other games.
Yeah,
especially the first game, which is the issue that obviously people had with the second one, Blood Money, wasn't it? Was it Blood Money or Black Monday?
Black Monday, yeah, it was the second game, right?
Yeah, people were annoyed that game didn't link to the first one.
Right. Okay.
But anyway, they tried to make an online Getaway. Did you know this? Getaway 3 was going to be Getaway Online, and it was going to be a multiplayer game. That game and how it was starting to be built, they got rid of. But that is the skeleton and the structure for PlayStation Home. Like, that's what they built PlayStation Home with, is the Getaways online model. Like, they were starting to build it. Yeah, so there's nods to it, like chessboards and stuff like that inside of PlayStation Home as nods, because it's the actual base of that game. The skeleton was built by the Getaway team as they were trying to make Getaway online. There you go. A little bit of
makes a lot of sense though, because I mean, Sony London, what are they called now? Are they
Team
still called
Soho?
Sony London?
No,
Team Soho.
No, the London now, aren't they? And they used to be Team Soho.
Team Soho, yeah. And I know they obviously do a lot of the back end of stuff, like in helping with the development of like all the demo stuff for the consoles and stuff. So, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
But the interesting thing is, Team London have just a job opening to work on to help some part of their new engine, which is called the Soho engine. So you never know. And IGN and a few places are picking up articles about the getaway. I think something might be in the works. But
Never say never,
I'd be
as
very happy at
Yu
that.
Hei once said.
I'd be very happy with that. But Vince, we're going to come to you first for this.
Oh boy, I can't wait.
Like, because you said you had something to talk about, particularly a game. I think you said you wanted to talk about a game.
I did want to talk about a game, and
So-
I'm sure you guys are very excited to hear about this.
Mm.
I have started playing a game that is a Game of the Year award winner.
Oh, wow.
Via multiple sources. A
Finally,
pretty
he's on
few,
Final Fantasy
obviously.
14. I'm so glad, Vince. I'm so glad.
Previous Game of the Year award winners.
Not
Multiple
Hades again, is it?
nominations. No, it's not Hades again.
It Takes
Please.
Two?
I've already played It Takes Two. And we tried to play It Takes Two, but apparently
Not cross-platform.
It's not cross-platform. Yeah.
Nor is Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah. Well, it's cross-platform in parentheses.
The only way you can play
It's
cross-platform
cross-play,
is
for
PC and
For
Stadia, PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series S and X. You can't play it outside of the company lines.
Huge asterisk next to cross-play on that one.
Mm.
Yeah.
Anyway, what game you been playing?
But yeah, what game have I been playing, Adam?
I'm hoping it's Red Dead Redemption 2, but I imagine it's not.
I bet it is.
Why would you imagine it's not, Adam?
Because I've been trying to get you to play this game for a long time. There's always a reason why you haven't.
There's always a reason why I haven't. And the big reason why I have just started Sekiro Shadows Die Twice is because Elden Ring's coming out. And I
Oh
wanna
man,
finish it before Elden Ring
he
comes out.
he had me in the first half. I'm not gonna lie.
The first half. It's heartbreaking when I hear not only have you not played Red Dead Redemption 2 and you chose to play Sekiro, which is the worst of the From Software games.
Oh, bold
not by a
statement.
long shot. Not by a long shot.
Isn't it?
Oh.
Is it not like critically the worst?
Critically, maybe. But those guys are just wusses. Let's be real.
what
It takes a real...
are the critics
Shots
know,
fired
anyway?
from a little tiny company, Shifty Crab.
Shots fired because, yeah, the game's difficult, but so are all FromSoft games. So are all FromSoft games.
I'm
So
gonna
you
have a
gotta
look.
get
I'm gonna have a
used to
look and see the ratings while you're talking.
it. Go for it. Go for it. Because I guarantee you, it's probably not the worst. I mean, from what I've played, and granted, I'm probably about 3/4 of the way through, maybe less.
It
Or
is their
actually-
third highest rated game, so I'm wrong.
Oh wow, there you go.
Exactly. Third highest rated game. I would say they're probably their second best game. But we'll see when I finish it. Boy, when I tell you this game is actually really good, it's actually really good. Like, once you get into the flow of combat, it's oof.
This game is really good.
I mean, Adam, you'll appreciate this. It makes Ghost of Tsushima look like child's play when it comes
Ghost
to
of Tsushima is child's
samurai
play. That's why.
combat. It really is. Like, you know that sharp difficulty drop off in Ghost of Tsushima once you learn all the counter abilities?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sekiro does not have that. Sekiro has you constantly testing your skills, and it's fucking phenomenal because of it. I mean, with any FromSoft games like that, right? Like, you level up. Well, Sekiro is a little different, right? Because in other games, you can level up your stats, normally like vitality, stamina, blah, blah, blah. Strength, yada, yada, yada. All that. Your box standard RPG, right? Just with a little difficulty curve thrown in. That gets you to learn and adapt and strategize the way you approach certain scenarios. Sekiro is different in the fact that, yes, you can increase your vitality and your strength. Ugh. Blue Moon's getting to me.
Oh,
Oh, Blue Moon's got him.
It's got me.
who'd have thought Blue Moon?
It
would
approaches
be
it in a
finishing
very
off?
different way, right? Because in order to increase your vitality, you have to collect prayer beads, which are most commonly dropped from mini bosses. So you have to go into mini boss fights in order to collect prayer beads in order to upgrade or enhance your vitality. Your attack power is upgraded through memories of bosses you fought. So not mini bosses, but actual major bosses. So you have to go out and actually fight the bosses in order to upgrade your strength. So you're not grinding necessarily, and you're actually thrown into the encounters in order to increase your abilities, which is such a good and interesting way to approach it, right? Because most games, you'll just go out and grind a few levels, come back, absolutely destroy a boss, right?
Yeah.
But the way Sekiro approaches combat and those boss encounters is so good. Because one of the major standouts from Sekiro is that it is also partially a stealth game, right? Because you have stealth abilities because you're a shinobi. Shinobi known for stealth, right?
Yeah.
So you have
I love
stealth
Shinobi.
elements. Yeah. You have stealth elements to the game, although it's not 100% stealth, because when you get into boss fights, it's just majorly one-on-one. But you can also use those stealth techniques that you can unlock to help with boss fights.
Okay.
Regardless, it's unlike anything I've played, even from FromSoft, right? They make such good and such polished games now. Saying polished when referring to at least Demon Souls and Dark Souls 1 is a little rough. I mean, there's that meme floating around like Dark Souls isn't actually good game design, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. I don't listen to that nonsense. But they really hit their stride with Bloodborne, Dark Souls 3, and Sekiro. And you kind of see, at least in some of the gameplay footage for Elden Ring, some of that stealth element is coming back, and I'm very interested to see how it works in Elden Ring. I'm very excited for Elden Ring.
Not long to wait.
Not long to wait. I already have it pre-ordered.
Of course you
I
do.
went in and pre-ordered Elden Ring. Day one, baby. Let's go.
You gone for any special edition there?
Oh
Vince?
no, I just got like the standard edition. I bought it digitally, and the only
Oh, okay.
two editions were standard edition and the deluxe edition, which just includes
Yeah.
the soundtrack and a digital art book. I was like, do I really want to pay $20 more for a soundtrack and digital art book when soundtrack's probably going to be on Spotify in a couple months?
Mhm.
So, hey, yeah, Sekiro, great. I would not recommend Sekiro as somebody's first FromSoft game.
No, it looks super hard, and it looks very, very different. I know you say the quality of it, just very, very different from any of the other FromSoft games. It's just it's almost like it's the black sheep in the family of their games, but it does it good.
Oh yeah, I would say it's definitely probably the black sheep of the family because there's a lot of bosses I've struggled with. Like just today, I reached the Great Shinobi Owl fight. No, I didn't reach. I reached it yesterday, and finally beat him today because he kept kicking my ass. Like, It's a very difficult game. Even like early on, technically the second boss fight, Lady Butterfly, was just a rough boss fight. But it's, again, one of those things that FromSoft does really well is enemies very much telegraph their movements and attacks, and it's up to you as the player to learn and recognize and see what's happening in order to, one, counter, or to, know when to strike, right? It's definitely their special formula to a lot of their gameplay. So I would absolutely not recommend Sekiro as someone's first FromSoft game, but if you get a few titles under your belt, maybe go for it. But again, it's one of those things, like, it's difficult, but it's so good. Because, so here's really why I love it. It's 100% FromSoft's, like, narrative game. Like, it is very narrative focused. It's very character driven as well. So it's not, super vague with the details like Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Demon Souls are, right? It's very kind of straightforward with its story. Although you do have to, if you want a little bit more flavor in the story, have to absolutely use yourself and eavesdrop on NPCs. which is a really good, mechanic to have. If you want to flesh out more story, if you want more story, you'll be looking for those opportunities.
Mhm.
And it's just good game design. FromSoft has pretty much nailed game design down.
That's it. They're done. I ticked it off. Game design done.
Game design, we've done
Out.
it.
Drop
George
the
R. R.
mic.
Martin, done. We've got him.
Got
On to the
him.
next
We got
one.
him. We got him, everybody.
I suppose the big
We got
question is, with good old George R. R. Martin, do we think that in this little game coming out, Elden Ring, do we think there's going to be incest?
Yeah. There's going to be...
I don't think
there's
he'll
gonna
sign
be
on if
insinuations.
he's not able to have at least one
Yeah.
incestuous character.
Yeah.
I mean, potentially, but he also didn't write the story. He wrote the background for the world.
Yeah.
He's actually come out and said that.
His world will have incest. There'll be.
He literally just created
Yeah.
the characters and all the background and the history, and then I think Miyazaki just kind of played around with it.
Oh yeah, and he's good at playing around with world building.
Do you think there'll be a tongue-in-cheek nod to Game of Thrones anywhere in there?
No.
There must be an Easter egg
No.
somewhere.
Or a dragon's
Oh.
egg.
Oh, dragons.
Dragon's egg. Potentially.
Well, we'll see.
Miyazaki loves dragons.
Is there anything else you want to
Black
talk about
eyes.
apart from not playing Red Dead Redemption 2?
Well, that's what I've been playing. What I've been watching, it's kind of been a little stilted. Haven't started Book of Boba Fett yet. Haven't started a couple of the shows I wanted to watch. But one of the shows I did start that I absolutely wanted to watch was The Legend of Vox Machina over on Amazon Prime.
Oh, you've been watching a bit of Critical Role.
I've been watching
They're the animated series is doing
Yeah.
incredible numbers.
Oh yeah, I mean the first 3 episodes are up. First 3 episodes also really good. I've just recently gotten a Critical Role because I've been going to and from work. Campaign 3.
Oh, you're watching
Yes.
Campaign 3?
Oh, I'm watching Campaign 3.
I love
I
Campaign
haven't
3.
caught up yet. It's so good, right?
Yeah, I'm enjoying
It's
it.
very good.
It's on today.
It is on today, but again, I'm on episode 7 of 11 that they have out in podcast form. So I'm slowly catching up, but
It's got a great intro. The intro song is incredible. Have they put the intro song in it yet?
They've added the new intro song. It's so good and so almost unnecessarily epic.
Have you
But
seen the
it's
video to it?
I haven't watched the video.
Oh, you should watch it on YouTube. They have the video. The video is even more ridiculous.
Oh, I love that. I absolutely love that.
You can see Terry's eyes glazing over.
Yeah, I'm just
Here's the thing, Terry, right? Even if you have no interest in D&D, at least give Legends of Vox Machina a shot.
Because it's
Damn.
not D&D.
I probably would watch it. I probably would watch because I do very few videos I've seen of Critical Role I've enjoyed.
But the Legend of Vox Machina is the story from the first campaign told in an anime series. So it's not it's all voiced. It's got David Tennant in it.
Yeah,
That's
cool.
Yeah, he's in it, and there's it's all done by Laura Bailey, Ashley Johnson, it's Travis Willingham, it's all of the cast who are our voice actors, and it's so beautifully made. I haven't watched it yet because it's I enjoyed the first campaign. I like Critical Role, and I'm not a huge anime fan, but I think this will be the one thing that will pull me in.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm just
Are
waiting
they
for it
still
all to be released.
are they the biggest YouTube channel is in a group?
They are the biggest YouTube channel. They also have the biggest ever Kickstarter campaign, I believe. Their campaign where they were supposed to, I think they, what was it they raised? It was
Do you think they're going to get bigger than Rooster Teeth?
They're
In terms of, no, I don't mean just that one channel. I mean as a company. Or are they already? Are they really?
Oh, yeah.
Are they? Oh, okay.
They are huge.
They're massive.
Gangbuster numbers. What was their campaign? Let me have a look. 1 second. Critical Role.
We would dream of having their numbers.
I don't even mean the numbers. I'm talking about in terms of staff and in terms of a company. Rooster Teeth are huge. You know what I mean? Like they've got studios. They make like you said, they make anime and films and all kinds of shit. Like, are they on that scale, or are they still just a small group of people?
They're a huge company. They are the
Pretty big.
core group of people, but they have so many different things that they do. But yeah, the main show is one show, but now they have the show that you're watching now is the one that they raised the money for, I believe, to start with when they did the first bits, and now it got picked up by Amazon. They raised 11.3 million.
Jesus,
it's the biggest Kickstarter in history. It was the most quickly funded Kickstarter in history as well. And let me see. Critical Role value.
And I do too now, because damn. Like, it is just literally a bunch of voice actors sitting down playing in Dungeons and Dragons, and it's phenomenal. Like, a lot of even just the Sam Riegel might be one of my favorites.
Sam Riegel his ad reads are incredible.
His ad reads are phenomenal. Like, I wish we had the ad read abilities that he does.
You should go back and watch Campaign 2's ad reads. They're ridiculous.
Oh, I need to. What was the episode I just watched where he was doing an ad read, but they didn't have the soundbite for it?
Oh, so they had to that was great. I enjoyed it.
And like fart noises.
The one that he's just done, like obviously no spoilers, but he does a meme of the Blues Clues. You know when he came back and did that video.
Oh yes.
They do a take on that, and it's fantastic.
I can't wait.
I'm trying to see how much Critical Role is worth.
It's in the millions. It's gotta be.
Oh, it must. Yeah.
More than that. It's not more than that, but that's. You know what I mean? I'm trying to have a look.
Yeah, it's gotta be. It's gotta be like tens of millions, maybe hundreds. I don't know what.
I'm trying to work out.
Yeah.
What we do, but yeah.
They also sell like merch, do charity.
I've got some of that merch. The merch is really good.
I've been wanting to look at their merch too, because
they have a UK shop. They've just opened a European shop, and they have their American shop. But yeah,
you know, I have Chrome open anyway. No one's talking in chat. I'm just gonna pop over to Critical Role and look at their merch.
Critical Role has an estimated net worth of over 15 million.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Critical Role makes 164,000 per month. Let's have a look at.
The first shirt that popped up is fucking fantastic, and I kind of need it.
Which one is it?
I kind of need.
Don't forget to love each other T-shirt.
Oh yeah, the Pride one with all the dice around the outside. Yeah, it's really good.
Fantastic.
Rooster Teeth is worth 25 million.
Oh, there you go.
So they are still bigger, but Rooster's been around a fair while.
Oh yeah. But that's my point. Like, and it looks like Critical Role are probably on the trajectory to become bigger than them, and that's where I'm kind of
it's a weird one financially, yeah, but is in popularity. They're probably already there.
Oh yeah,
it's
100%.
It's a weird dynamic because they don't have like Rooster Teeth has obviously the first membership, but Critical Role don't have that. Like you just pay your Twitch subscription. They make their money from merch, live shows when they do them, and Twitch subscriptions. They don't have the first, and like they don't do their own conventions like Rooster Teeth do, but they go to conventions as a company, and they usually headline those conventions. But they
have their own dice. Oh, this is bad for me.
Of course, Critical Role have their own dice.
Of course they do. They do.
So that's what. Is there anything else, Vince?
No, nothing else.
Okay. I'll jump in quickly because I've not got much, and then I'll hand over to you, Terry. Playing wise, what have I been playing? Jumped back into Hitman. They've got a really interesting. So they're just releasing their second year content, and I spoke about this briefly. But one of the things that they're bringing, and I can't remember the name of it, and it comes out next month or maybe the month after. It's spring. It's early. I think it's the end of this month. It might actually be the end of this month. Is a new mode where you have a safe house that you can upgrade You could basically build within the safe house, build extra rooms, build your gun stores, and I'm sure sometime you've both played a Hitman game.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah, I played the first one.
Yeah, so you go through and you use your weapons, and you might drop a weapon in a bin or something, to sneak past somewhere, or you might use some poison or something like that. If you, in the new mode, if you use that in a level, you don't bring it back with you unless you bring it back with you. So if you drop your gun to get through an area, if you don't pick your gun up on the way back, it's gone.
Right.
So they're making it a bit more, another level of realism. If you use a poison syringe, there's no poison in it anymore. Like, so you don't you have to find another poison syringe. But then the contracts are evolving, so you might use some of the maps that you've already used, obviously, but it'll be a different target and a different scenario, and they'll change the whole map around. And obviously they're bringing out some new maps as well. But these contracts have different rewards and different perks, and the more you upgrade your safe house, the more equipped you'll be going in to these missions. So they're adding like an RPG element to it, like a leveling up system, which is very new for Hitman. But I'm interested to see how it works. So I've just been playing through the campaign again, getting ready for the new levels that are coming, and that game is so well made. Hitman 3, so well made.
Yeah.
So yeah, I played through that. What else have I played? Played a little bit of American Truck Simulator. Like it's
nice.
It's quite good. It's quite good on the on the if I'm on a Teams call for work. That is a little bit of a boring one. Like this, get in my truck and just have a drive, go deliver some goods in America.
Nice.
It's very relaxing. And
a friend of mine used to play that a lot.
Yeah, it's it eats the miles and the hours and you get once you get into a rhythm of it, it's really cool. So yeah, but it's been a really busy week. I haven't really been able to play or do much or watch anything really. I feel like I've just stared at a wall for the week.
That's the same as me really.
Yeah. So have you got anything that you've been playing or?
No, I'm not a lot really. I haven't really. I haven't had a chance to get back to Doom, and I've just kind of been playing little bits here and there of stuff. But mainly, most kind of game time I've got in the last week was with the kids, really doing a lot of co-op stuff. And we did re-download a couple of games. One of them being absolute classic for me on the PS4, Towerfall Ascension. I don't know if you guys played Towerfall. Absolutely love that game. We've been playing that kind of 2-player, introducing the kids to it, and it's just a really good game that I really enjoy it. And also for the first time that I've played it, Star Wars.
Oh, okay.
You guys know of Star Wars?
The name, yeah. I don't think I've ever played it. But
yeah. So Star Wars is basically you play. I think you can play with up to 3 or 4 players, but we're playing with 2 players because we've got 2 controllers on the PS5. You play as 2 narwhals, which are very brightly coloured and neon narwhals, and you have to try and spear each other's heart, which is on the underside of the belly.
Okay.
And it's harder than what it sounds because you basically use one of the right shoulder, I think it's R2 to kind of move forward to accelerate, but controlling this narwhal was quite hard. So you're just going all around the place, circling around each other. You're trying to flip each other open to get the exposed side and then spear them and they lose a life. And it's cool. It's good fun, and it's just good fun to just kind of watch. The kids really enjoy it and stuff. But so I was playing a bit of that, and also played some co-op Tetris Effect because my sister-in-law came around the other day, and she's a big Tetris fan, and we kind of gave it a go. We've done a few of the different modes. First of all, the co-op mode where you play against the bosses was pretty cool to do because it was you have to do it like 3 players. So it was myself, her, and then like the CPU against the boss. And it was the same mode that I was saying about, which is the effect mode, where you are trying to defeat the boss, bring down the health, and then every now and again, like time will freeze, and your 3 screens will join together, and then you're working together. And yeah, it's just really cool. And then we were playing some kind of versus modes and stuff like that. But yeah, I was enjoying that. So it's been mostly just really kind of couch co-op stuff this week for me, just little bits here and there of stuff. In terms of viewing, we are still marching on with the MCU watch with the kids. Don't know where I left it last time when I spoke to you guys. I think I'd maybe watched Thor: Dark World when we last. So since then we've watched what's after Thor: Dark World? Adam, you should know this one straight away.
Shit. Okay, Thor: Dark World.
So there was Iron Man 3. Thor: Dark World. I kind of think. What did we watch? Guardians? Was it Guardians next, or was it?
Could be.
Smart
No,
Soldier?
no. Guardians came after Avengers 2, didn't it?
No, it's before.
Was it?
Yeah.
Maybe it's
No,
Guardians.
it's after. It's after.
No, it's after. Yeah, the Guardians
No.
didn't. Guardians aren't in Avengers.
It's Iron Man 3, Thor: Dark World, Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then it's Guardians, and then it's Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Is it?
Yeah.
I swore.
Yeah, I mean I'm literally watching it
It's
in the
Avengers.
order.
No, it's Avengers.
What?
Yeah, because Thanos is introduced as Josh Brolin, then he appears next in Guardians.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Guardians is after Avengers: Age of Ultron. It's the first of the second phase.
Yeah.
Well, that is
the
news to me because
first-
I am watching them in the order that they are presented, like on the timeline in each phase. I'm literally-
okay. Well, let's just settle it.
Yeah.
MCU timeline,
Anyway, that's the way we watch them. Anyway, so
Timeline, release order,
release order. Sorry,
never
thank you.
timeline order.
No, that's
this
I watch it.
this is the order. Like if you go on Disney Plus and it just says phase 1, phase 2, I'm literally just watching them in the order that they are laid out.
Okay, one sec. Though the timeline order is the correct way to watch it, I think.
No,
I really enjoyed it that way.
No way in a million years.
not for a
did-
first time viewing
Not
because it
not for
doesn't.
the first time viewing, but second time
Yeah,
viewing.
yeah.
It's a perfect way. Okay,
Yeah.
Post-credit scenes would make no sense.
Exactly.
At
Yeah,
all.
that's where it all goes wrong. The post credit scene. And honestly, watching it, I mean, whether this is the wrong way around, it doesn't make any difference because yeah, you do get that post credit scene of Thanos, with the glove and that. But
shit, it would be after, wouldn't it? Age of Ultron would be after Guardians because Age of Ultron's post-credit scene is him.
yeah, getting the glove, and he
No,
does,
it's
and he does.
It is Dark World, Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy,
Thank you.
Age of Ultron, then Ant-Man.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, because so we literally just finished Age of Ultron today, and yeah, the post credit scene is him putting on the gauntlet, and when he says, "Fine, I'll do it myself," because yeah, we see him in Guardians, but he doesn't have the gauntlet at that point. Yeah, so that was cool. Anyway, so yeah, we watched Winter Soldier, which I still absolutely love that film, still one of my favorites. And then yeah, Guardians, that was really cool to watch with the kids, and they really enjoyed that. And yeah, watched Age of Ultron. Watched that in two. We had to split it up into 2 parts because I don't know. Like Age of Ultron, I actually quite enjoyed watching it this time. I feel like I'm always hard on that film.
Everybody's around that film, right? And
yeah,
it's actually pretty decent.
It's decent. It's not a good. Yeah, it's nowhere near as good as the first film, and it doesn't flow as good as a film. Like it does drag in parts, and it's a little bit like that film could have done with some more time in the editing room, I feel. But
Absolutely.
it has got some very good moments to it, and yeah,
And James
I
Spader,
liked it.
Fantastic, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it's and even like even now after seeing like WandaVision and kind of going back to that film now and then seeing like Vision first created and seeing like I don't know like him and Wanda first meet, like I guess it's holding a bit more. Like whereas before that meant nothing to me. Like obviously watching it like the first time, or even before like watching WandaVision. So yeah, there's some really cool moments in it, and yeah, I enjoyed it. But yeah, looking forward to watching Ant-Man, which we'll probably watch tomorrow. Yes, we're just going through it. It's cool, good stuff. I'm very much looking forward to Civil War.
Where is that?
Yeah, and then Spider-Man. So we're getting into the real good. I mean, there's been some good, like I say, like I love Winter Soldier. I love.
It just goes up a tier, though, doesn't it?
Exactly. You start getting into like the whole, like the way that Age of Ultron ends, and it's like, yeah, you can see where things are like, okay, we're going to the new phase now. Like, here's the new kind of team. You got Thanos like their way in. It's just like, okay, we're in the end game now.
We are in the end game. Speaking of end game, tenuous segue on its way. Mr. Vince Haley.
Yeah.
We've been doing the Shifty Crab podcast for over a year.
We sure have.
In that time, we have taught you and tested you on British slang.
Oh boy, here we go.
You remember at the beginning?
I do remember.
We have told you the ways of the British culture, like shops and supermarkets. You've also tasted our fine cuisine in the form of snack boxes being sent to America that we did on a Shifty Crab podcast, which you can watch over on YouTube. And you have spent most of your time with us, speaking with two Brits at least once a week, sometimes up to 3 times a week. So by now, you should have a good knowledge of Britain. And one day, maybe you could have one of these.
What is one of these?
That's the British passport. But
oh, well.
To get one of them,
I have a British passport.
to get one of them, Vince, you would have to do a British citizenship test.
Oh, good luck.
So you're going to do a British citizenship test. This is the similar. This is the one that was made for Meghan Markle, apparently. So,
God, do you know what? Like,
yeah,
like even this, it took me a while recently to figure this one out.
Right. So let's see how Vince does. For audio listeners, and that I'm going to read the questions out. Vince, I'm sure you can see this on your screen anyway. But we're going to take your answer, but I'm also going to ask Terry to give an answer as well. But we can't click his in, but we'll see if he knows the answer after you've answered. Okay. What countries, does Great Britain refer to? Is it England, Scotland, and Northern Ireland? Is it just England, Scotland, and Wales, or England and Scotland?
That's the first one, isn't it?
You're saying England, Scotland, and Northern Ireland. Before I click it, Terry?
As Great Britain?
Mm-hmm.
This is... So this would be England, Scotland, and Wales, right?
You're saying England, Scotland, and Wales?
Yeah.
I believe Terry is right, because Great Britain refers to the purely on the island of Britain, like of England, so it's... the UK will be with Ireland, I believe. But anyway, yep. So Vince, you. Oh, by the way, you have to get 18 of these right out of the 24 to be classed as British. And this is a very simple version of the test. The actual test is pages and pages of stuff. So this is a snippet.
But that's what always confuses me But if you were to say the United Kingdom, like the UK, then that is England, Scotland, Northern Ireland, and Wales, right? That's all of it. That's it. Yeah.
And if you say Britain, you're on about England, and if you say Great Britain, you're.
But if you were to say the British Isles,
then it's.
Does that just mean all of it? I don't know.
All of it. It's so bloody islands, isn't it? So
pick one thing. Just pick one thing and go.
Complicated thing. And then if you say the Commonwealth, whoa, we're going into something else.
Yeah.
The British Commonwealth, like. So anyway, next question.
Yeah.
Which is a fundamental principle of British life? Participation in community life, eating fish on a Friday, actively supporting your local football team, or ignoring your neighbours. These are genuine questions from a citizenship
What?
test.
How is that even a thing?
Is eating fish on Friday actually a thing? Like, let's just table this for a second. Let's talk about eating fish on a Friday.
Maybe in the 20s or something like that. I don't know. Like,
We're gonna need
I
an
mean,
answer.
it's
We're gonna
obviously
talk through
ignoring
your
your
answer.
neighbors, isn't it? I mean, it's participation in community life. That's the only thing that makes sense.
Terry, what would you say?
I mean, yeah. I mean, if I was taking the test, that's what I'd go with.
Yeah.
It is
I mean, they're all-
participation in community life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Load
How
of bollocks,
ridiculous,
though.
though. Yeah.
Like,
Eating
What if you're
fish
not
on-
like?
eating fish on a Friday, isn't that just what you do in Easter? Good Friday, you're supposed to eat fish, aren't you?
Mm,
I think that's.
I have no idea. Like,
I don't
yeah.
know. I'm not
I
a
mean,
fish guy, but
Yeah. No.
next, which colonies of the British Empire decided to declare their independence in 1776?
Jesus Christ.
What?
That could be any of them.
American? Why are these all ended in?
Is it Australian, South African,
what was- I
Canadian,
mean-
or American?
What was the year that America broke away from? Right, I haven't got a clue. What, do you know, Vince?
It's American, yes. 1776.
Is that what it is?
Absolutely. Yes,
I said I did not know that.
Is that what
I did
you're
not know
going
that.
with?
absolutely.
It is.
Yeah.
Did you know that, Adam?
I did, yeah.
I did not know that.
Purely because it's in Hamilton. They always go 1776.
Oh, right, okay.
No, I knew it
Okay,
anyway.
see, I haven't seen it.
That
But
period of history I studied. So like the American Civil War and the obviously the Boston Tea Party, all of that. That's why I
Yeah.
like Assassin's Creed 3 so much, because it's
Got ya.
bang in that era. Next, which of the following is a British overseas territory? Is it Malta, the Solomon Islands, the Falkland Islands, or Australia?
Hmm. The only one that super sounds familiar is the Falkland Islands.
Mm.
Is that what you're going with?
Australia's not. Well, fuck. Yeah, Falkland.
Falkland Islands over Argentina, is that right? It's near Argentina, isn't it? The Falkland Islands? It's off the coast somewhere. It is correct.
Fucking don't know.
Look at you. Who built the Tower of London? Is it Queen Elizabeth II, Winston Churchill, William the Conqueror, or Oliver Cromwell?
Cromwell, right?
So you're going Cromwell. I'm going to ask Terry on this one because I saw him like a little like vein appear on his head there, trying to work this one out.
No, I'd go. Yeah,
Oh,
Cromwell is the
very
only one that
impressive.
makes sense, right?
Nope, it's William the Conqueror. Incorrect. Yeah.
What? Really?
Yeah, William the Conqueror created the Tower of London.
Holy shit!
Okay.
What do Sir William Golding, Seamus Heaney, and Harold Pinter have in common? They have all been prime ministers. They have all been awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature. They were part of the first British expedition to the North Pole. Or they are all famous British athletes.
Jesus Christ! I haven't got the foggiest.
Oh, I thought you would.
No.
I'm thinking British expedition, right?
You're saying the
North Pole?
expedition?
Yeah.
I believe.
That's what I would guess. I want to like, yeah.
No, Harold Pinter writes plays, so I'm guessing it's literature. Yeah.
Who's taking this test? Me or you?
No, I'm doing your answers. I'm just like flexing a bit of British knowledge as we go along.
What play did he write?
Oh, he wrote. I fucking hell, I
Larry
starred in one of
Blake,
them.
you wanna where Lee
Harold
Kay
Pinter
is.
did. Oh, he's done loads of massive plays. He's done massive plays.
All the big ones.
Saint Andrew is the patron saint of which country? Is it Northern Ireland, Wales, England, or Scotland?
St. Andrew, Wales.
Terry?
Yeah, I'll go with Wales.
No, that's David. Scotland.
Ugh,
St.
Scotland.
Andrews. They got Andrew.
Yeah, that makes
No,
sense.
see, that's obviously wrong. It's obviously St. Patrick.
No, that's
I should be kicked out of this country. at this
Ireland
point.
is St. Patrick. St. Paddy's Day.
All right.
In everyday language, people may say, rain stopped play. With which sport is this phrase associated? Is it cricket, football, rugby, or horse racing?
Oh, that's a bit of footy, isn't it?
You clearly don't watch footy.
Of course not. I watch football.
Cricket.
It's cricket, but we'll go football.
The fake one.
It's such a shit sport, cricket. I appreciate you saying.
Obviously,
I
if the
appreciate
rain
you saying
stopped
footy,
play.
though. I appreciate you saying footy. Like, who has to pay national insurance contributions? People who work full time, all those aged 50 and below, everybody in the UK who is paid in work, single people with no dependents.
National insurance contributions. That's going to be everyone in the UK who is in paid work.
Correct.
Just a
Genius. What is a responsibility that you will have as a citizen or permanent resident of the UK? Oh, happy birthday, pregnant with you too. Enjoy your day.
Cool.
I hope you're having a great day. We're putting Vince through a British citizenship test. What is a responsibility that you will have as a
gonna
citizen
go
or a
with
permanent resident of the UK? Is it using
The
your
one
car
that's
as much
probably
as possible,
most obvious.
keeping an allotment, visiting your local pub regularly, or looking after the environment?
Oh my god, these are funny. These ones.
These are funny.
What's it going to be, Vince?
Hmm.
The pressure.
No, I'm stumped because for some reason I don't know what allotment means.
Allotment is kind of a garden space that is where you grow vegetables.
So it's the environment one, isn't it?
Environment? Yeah.
Imagine if you were like required to use your car as much as possible.
I know, yeah. Why is 1918 an important date in the history of women's rights? Was it the first divorce laws were introduced? Equal pay laws were passed? Women were given the right to vote? Or women were made legally responsible for their children?
I know this.
Vote.
What did you say, sorry?
Vote.
Vote. Correct.
There we go.
I
Where?
know that one because it's Downton Abbey.
That's the reason you know it?
That's the reason I know. That date.
Where is the UK Parliament based? Is it Senedd? Is it Westminster? Is it Stormont? Or is it Holyrood?
It's Westminster, isn't it?
Correct.
Yeah.
In which part of the British Empire did the Boer War of 1899 to 1902 take place? Was it Canada, India, Australia, or South Africa?
India.
Terry?
That's what I would guess. I don't know.
South Africa.
Ah,
Which of the following is a famous Stone Age site in the UK? Is it Nelson's
Is it
Column?
Stonehenge? I feel like it's Stonehenge.
Stonehenge. Who
Neither
invaded
is the rest.
Who invaded England in 1066? Richard the Lionheart, Harold of Wessex, William of Normandy, or Canute?
Canute? The fuck is Canute?
It's the brother of Banut.
What is his name? What?
No, I don't know.
Do you think I know both of these?
No,
I haven't got a clue on this.
Yeah, I'm lost, man. William of Normandy, why not?
solid choice. 1066. What battle was that, Terry?
Don't know.
The Battle of Hastings.
History is not my strong suit. All right.
We're finding
British
out.
history
I don't
is
think
not
you'd
my
get a
strong
citizenship here.
I absolutely would get kicked out of this country if I had to take this test.
What happened in 1215 to change the powers of the king? Was it the Magna Carta, the Reform Act, the Black Death, or the Doomsday Book?
The Black Death would probably do it, but I feel like it's the Magna Carta, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is the Magna Carta. The Black Death is the plague.
Oh yeah.
What must you have done in order to vote in elections? Passed an electoral test, register your identity with the police, paid income tax in the previous year, or put your name on the electoral register.
What?
Oh.
What do you do to vote?
What do you do to be able to vote? You must have done one of these things to have the right to vote.
Well, I'm between two. The
What are
paid
your
income
two?
tax and putting your name on the electoral register. Because I feel like you obviously had to register to vote.
Mm.
Why the fuck would you need to register your identity with the police? That seems like
So
a
if you
sex
vote
offender,
for the
right?
wrong person, they can come and get you.
Ah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
That sounds very British.
That sounds very British with your police record. Let's not throw stones in
No,
glass
no, no, no.
houses, Vince.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. We just kill people over here.
Oh, that's okay
We
then.
just killed
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Just assault and
that's
murder.
fine. Yeah, my mistake.
Arresting them, no.
Right, what are you going with?
Just the murder part. Fuck it. Let's go electoral register. Why not?
Well done. Look at you.
Oh man.
Which of
Sweating
these
on that one.
names? Which of these is the name of a novel by Jane Austen? Sense and Sensibility,
That's that one.
Far from the Maddening Cow, Our Man in Havana, or Oliver Twist?
It's Sense and Sensibility. Please.
Correct.
Oh, my wife would have killed me if I got that one wrong.
How often does Prime Minister's questions occur when Parliament is sitting? Twice a week, every day, once a week, once a month.
Prime Minister's questions occur when the Parliament. What the fuck is Prime Minister's
Prime Minister's questions is when both sides of the government, so the Labour and Conservatives and the Lib Dems and all of the other constituents, they all come together and they ask the Prime Minister questions and they've got to answer those questions or usually lie.
Yeah.
And then they can raise arguments. So at the moment he's doing it because there's a whole thing going on. But yeah.
Is it COVID?
No, not COVID.
No. Well, he's COVID related.
COVID. Basically, in the UK, when we were put into lockdown, I don't know how the lockdowns worked with you, but you couldn't socialise with people inside. You had to isolate, etc. At the same time, the government in Downing Street, which is basically the White House of the UK, were having parties.
That tracks.
That's about right.
And they've all been leaked, and there's been a whole inquiry. And people in the UK, if you were having a party and you held a party, you could be fined £10,000. And the government have had all these parties, and basically the Prime Minister has lied and said that they didn't happen, and now they've been proven to happen, so everyone wants the Prime Minister to resign. One, because of these parties, and two, because he's an absolute twat of a human. So, for multiple reasons, the bumbling buffoon. Anyway, how often does he have to sit and waffle in Parliament?
This feels like a whenever shit hits the fan kind of thing. So I'm probably gonna go once a month.
What do you think, Terry?
I would have thought it was once a week, but lately it feels like twice a week.
Feels
I
like
don't know
every
what's
fucking
going.
hour, but yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I think it's once a week, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought that's what we guessed.
Yeah, once a week. And there's always shit going on in this country, so
That's not right.
Yeah.
we appreciate that you think it's only once a month. Which Jubilee did Queen Elizabeth II celebrate in 2012? Was it the Diamond Jubilee, the Golden Jubilee, the Platinum Jubilee, or the Silver Jubilee? Do you know what the Jubilee is, Vince?
Absolutely not.
The Jubilee is how long she's been queen.
Oh, she's probably up to platinum at this point, isn't she?
She got that platinum trophy.
You're right.
Quick
Not
fun
all trophies.
fact on this, and it will
Terry's
just
the
show
queen.
you how little of a royalist or how much interest I have in this stuff. When I had no idea that this was happening on this day in 2012, I remember this day specifically because my wife and I had travelled all the way to London because I had tickets booked for the IMAX to see Prometheus, and when I got to London, I was like, what the fuck? All the stations were closed. There was police everywhere. There was crowds everywhere. It took us forever to get to Waterloo, like literally because we were just trying to get through crowds. And yeah, we're walking across the bridges and people are already like pitched up 2 hours before to see the Queen go through the river. I'm like, oh shit, yeah. Didn't stay and watch it. No, just went and watched a Ridley Scott sci-fi epic.
And for context, at this point, it's not like you lived the other end of the country. You lived in Essex, like you're the next county along.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how I missed this one. Like that was happening. Like literally, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I managed to travel to London on that day. Like walking. I'm talking about crossing over the bridge, which everyone's waiting on, like for the Queen to go under, and not even go there for. Just going there to go to cinema.
Wow,
brilliant.
Well, there you go, Vince.
Yeah.
What you going with? Platinum?
Diamond.
It was a diamond. Did you Google that while we were waiting?
Absolutely not. I was just reevaluating like silver, gold, platinum, diamond. That
Fun
makes more
fact:
sense,
it
right?
is her platinum
Yeah,
jubilee
the big
this
one.
year.
Yeah, the big one this year, isn't it?
So
we
we get
an
an extra bank holiday.
what is it, like a 4-day bank holiday or
It's a
something?
formal bank holiday, so you get a 4-day weekend.
Yeah, crazy.
Insane.
One of the only perks of having a monarch. Like you sometimes get extra bank holidays to celebrate stuff of theirs, or if they die.
Or if they die. Good luck with that.
Okay, what are Beowulf, the Tiger, and She Walks in Beauty? Are they novels,
Poems.
films, plays, or poems?
Poems.
They are poems.
Yeah,
Question
Beowulf was a
22
good
of 24. When walking your dog in a public place, what must you ensure? That your dog never strays more than 3 meters away from you. That your dog wears a special dog coat. That your dog does not come into contact with other dogs. That your dog wears a collar showing their name and address of owner.
Oh, fuck me. It's the collar, isn't it?
It is the collar. And it doesn't have to have the name or address because they're chipped. They just have to have as an identifying. Like, you're not supposed to put their name and address on it in case someone finds your dog and then can claim it's theirs. Anyway.
Right.
What is a fundamental principle of British life? The rule of the upper classes? The rule of the
That sounds
monarch?
right.
The rule of law? Or the rule of your local member of parliament?
I mean, it's not a monarch, isn't it?
What do you think?
A monarch first. Everything else last.
What do you think, Terry?
I think this is just going to be like a basic one, right? Like the rule of law.
I think it's the rule of law. Yeah.
It
The monarch
probably
doesn't
is.
really have any power, Vince.
She controls your bank's holidays, obviously.
Only if
Yes.
She really
she,
has power.
only if she carries on surviving and has a special birthday or dies. That's the only reason she gets the extra bank holidays.
Oh, Canterbury Tales. I already know.
Okay. Let's see how you did.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
You
My
failed.
passport, please.
You got 16 out of 24. You're 2 off being able to be a British citizen.
Oh, never mind.
So close.
So close, but yet so far. But yeah, let's move off there.
That's a shame. That's a shame.
You did pretty well though.
I definitely
I mean,
would have failed that.
16 out of 24 is
100%.
pretty good.
Yeah, I think I'd have been okay on those ones, but I think I'd struggle on the actual citizenship test. Like, because it's ridiculous what you need to know.
That is crazy. That is
Did you
crazy.
know, Vince, that you cannot kill a swan in the UK? All swans in the
Oh,
UK
really?
belong to the Queen.
You're gonna say you can't kill a person? Like, no shit. That's murder.
Do you know what? That's
No, the
until
swan,
you
the
until you just
bird.
said that. Until you just said that.
Yeah.
I never really gave that a thought. Oh yeah, yeah. Like, cause like we eat duck, we eat geese. Like
We don't eat.
we don't eat swan. That's not why not?
because the Queen owns all of them.
Yeah.
What's the
Why
other
does
one?
why the swan? Why is she favouring the swan out of all of them? They're the scariest. What
Vile, vicious.
they
fucking
are
things.
scary. The way they hiss,
They can break your arm.
and they wear war paint around their eyes.
No, fucking sneaky little bastards.
Mm.
But
Speaking of war,
oh my god, this is a jump. Like, what you want to talk
Yeah.
about? Ukraine? Like, what are we doing?
no. Before we move on, one thing I had completely forgot to talk about with what we've been watching, a little old thing called Star Wars,
Oh,
the Book of Boba Fett. Let me just say, that the last 2 episodes of that show have been incredible, absolutely incredible. Particularly yesterday's episode, which was up there with one of the best episodes of The Mandalorian. It was fantastic. As a Star Wars fan, it was literally just everything. Everything. Have you guys watched any of it yet or not?
Not yet. I'm waiting until it's all done and
No.
dusted.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I mean, because like the first couple of episodes were a bit like actually the first 3 episodes were not great, and then yeah, the last 2 were really good, really good. I mean, yeah, I won't say any more of that. I don't know if you guys have seen spoilers or anything online, but great stuff, great stuff.
That's cool. I've heard good things about the last few episodes.
Yeah, really, really good.
Did you see? Sorry, go.
No, I was just going to say was like the ironic thing is like the show's been good when it's not been focusing on Boba Fett, which is quite the sad thing. Like the other stuff that it goes into, it's that's when it's good. Yeah, so it's a bit in that sense, a bit of a weird show.
Did you see the show that's? I don't know if it's. Oh, it started yesterday. It's on Netflix called Murderville. You heard about this?
Murderville. No.
It's interesting.
No.
So it's Will Arnett is the main guy, and he plays a homicide detective. And each episode he has a new murder to solve. But in every episode he's given a celebrity guest star. Like they have like
okay.
usually actors. And everybody else has a script and knows it apart from the guest star. They don't know what's going to happen. They have to improvise the whole thing. But it's filmed like a proper TV show. So,
yeah.
But they have no clue what they're doing. They have no script. They have to improvise their part of it and kind of just go along with what's happening.
That's cool.
Such an interesting concept.
Yeah.
And apparently it's so far it's been really well received.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, it's called Murderville. Right.
Got so much stuff to like. We've got the part 1 of the final season of Ozark, which we've got to get through because absolutely love Ozark, and excited for that to be back. And also just released Pam and Tommy, which I really want to watch because that looks fantastic. Lily James is like
unrecognizable.
Yeah, just. And I've seen clips of it, and Sebastian Stan like does a brilliant job as well as Tommy Lee, and yeah, it looks really good. And I'm actually really intrigued to find out about like I don't know anything about that story, about like what happened because apparently Seth Rogen he's like a carpenter or something like that, but he's the one that like leaks the. I don't know like what the ins and outs behind that and what happened. So, but it's meant to be really good apparently. So yeah, I think the first 3 episodes are on there, and then it's like weekly on Disney Plus. So definitely gonna.
It's weird that that's on Disney Plus. But,
I know, yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Yeah.
Anyway, I think we're done.
Yeah,
I think that's the Shifty Crab podcast.
Would you look at that,
Vince?
Yeah.
Thank you for persevering with everything, and we'll try troubleshooting over the next few days because I believe we're streaming on Sunday. So
well, good. We'll see.
We'll see.
The way things are going.
We won't see. What we won't see is Vince on his camera.
I'll be here though.
We might not see him, but we will hear him, and he will be there.
Except not in the UK. No. It's not allowed.
Yeah, not in the UK. Can't
Man,
get in.
officially, I failed tests. Never go.
Stamped. Denied.
Stamped. Rejected. But anyway, we will be here in some capacity on Sunday over on Twitch streaming, doing a Sunday stream. But then you can join us back next Tuesday live on Twitch and YouTube for the Shifty Crab podcast. We'll be back with new topics, new discussions. And guys, we did not talk about food.
You brought it up.
It doesn't matter when we're doing the recap at the end. That doesn't count. Like, we did not talk about food for the whole show. Well done, us.
The chicken Big Mac is in the UK right now. I'll try that stuff. Is it good? Oh, man.
I've had it before. When I was in Egypt, it was the main one you could get.
Oh, wow. Really?
It's really good.
Yeah.
So, yeah. join us for that. And then we'll be back on Thursday either with a stream or if there's some more breaking news or gaming news break, we'll be live here on Twitch and YouTube as well, which is our weekly gaming news show where we break down all the in-depth stuff that's happened during the week. But as always, I want to say thank you to the Pun Master General, Obi-Pun Kenobi himself, Mr. Terry Jeffs. Thank you for being here.
This is the way.
This is the way. And also being here in some capacity, the best beard in the business, the beard of war, the non-UK allowed Mr. Vince Haley. Thank you, Vince.
Code must be determined by the individual. That is what I've decided. Sekiro, everybody. Love it.
That'd be more poignant if it didn't sound like you were in a toilet.
Yeah, well.
And I have been Adam, and thank you to everyone who's joined us, and thank you to everyone who's watched, and as always, stay shifty.